For many individuals, the holidays have always been a time for rest, meditation, and joy, as well as a somewhat mystical experience in which time seems to slow down. However, for Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani, this season has been transformed into something that goes much beyond what is considered to be a customary celebration. Shaped by their improbable love story and nourished by the subtle allure of their home in Oklahoma, it has evolved into a ritual of healing, unification, and grounding. This year, the two of them are not going on any trips, giving any performances, or managing red carpet responsibilities. What they are doing instead is deliberately decreasing their speed. Insiders have stated that the holidays would be celebrated by Gwen and Blake at their ranch in Oklahoma. This location has become a symbol of comfort, nostalgia, and the new life that the two of them have made together. And perhaps most significantly, they are going about it in a discreet manner. Not a single glamorous gala in Nashville, there will be no whirlwind flights between Los Angeles and the southern region. Not even a single appearance at the Country Music Awards this year, which will take place on November 19th. Sources reported that, rather than strolling the red carpet, the pair watched the Country Music Association Awards from their television at home, where they were wrapped up with Gwen's children and a few close loved ones. It was a conscious decision, emblematic of the phase of life that they have transitioned into, a phase that is not characterized by renown, but rather by the presence of one's loved ones. A celebration that has its origins in the domestic sphere. No one anticipated that Gwen Stefani, a true blue Californian, would fall in love with country living and become completely obsessed with it. However, as Blake once stated, it is Oklahoma that has shown a side of Gwen that many people were previously unaware of. He said with a grin during an interview conducted in 2023, "I'm not going to say that she's become this country girl, but I just think we're starting to see a different side of Gwen." That different side is precisely what is being commemorated during the holidays in Oklahoma. Gwen's world, which is filled with music studios that operate at a breakneck speed and stages that are brightly illuminated by neon lights, is in sharp contrast to the expansive, serene ranch that is dripping with old-fashioned allure. In California, Gwen experienced some of the most difficult challenges she has ever faced in her life. These included the painful dissolution of her marriage, the abrupt transition from stability to uncertainty, and the burden of raising 3 sons while living under the constant scrutiny of the public eye. In contrast, the state of Oklahoma rapidly transformed into a place of refuge for her. Blake and she practically dug up their first set of shared roots at that location. They stumbled onto an ancient structure on the property while the pandemic was ongoing. Purple irises had been blooming there for what Gwen thought to be millennia. Before they had even gotten there, another else had planted beauty into the soil. In some way, those flowers have managed to endure storms, droughts, and the passage of time. Their own path in life was very similar to that of Gwen. The pair made the act of gardening together into a new tradition for themselves after that discovery. When the world became motionless, it provided them with a means of re-establishing their connection. A recreational activity that involves lengthy hours spent in the great outdoors and a lot of laughing and quiet chats. It is therefore not surprising that the holidays have also found their place on that same territory. A low-profile season, a result of personal decision rather than duty. The faces of Blake and Gwen are well known in the entertainment industry by a large number of people. They have appeared on the television program The Voice, where they have been evaluated by judges. They have also made it to the top of music charts and have walked the red carpet at award shows an endless number of times in front of millions of people. However, they keep their plans for their holidays deliberately out of the public eye in spite of their public lifestyles. A source that spoke on the condition of anonymity said that they are remaining at home. The holidays will be commemorated by the family while they are in Oklahoma. For Kingston, Zuma, and Apollo, the 3 sons of Gwen, who are respectively 19, 17, and 11 years old, the ranch has become a place that is akin to their second childhood. They assist Blake with tasks on the farm, ride all-terrain vehicles, and investigate vast areas of land that have remained unspoiled. It is the sort of upbringing that Gwen had always hoped to provide for them. It is secure, grounded, and brimming with natural wonder, Gwen's sons have become a significant element in the life of Blake, who does not have any biological children of his own. He frequently refers to them as "my boys," and the connection between them becomes stronger with every Christmas season that passes. This year's festivities are centered around more straightforward pleasures such as baking, decorating the ranch, watching Christmas movies, and singing carols in the living room rather than on a stage. This is a departure from the orchestrated photo shoots or extravagant holiday galas of previous years. As a result of Gwen's passion for making, it is highly probable that the house will be turned into a winter paradise constructed of her own hands, complete with her characteristic personal touches that are scattered around the residence. What about Blake? He will be operating the grill and the smoker, and it is highly likely that he will take some time away from the festivities to play the guitar by the fire with one or more of the other young men. The significance of the holidays for Gwen and why they hold even greater importance. For Gwen, the holidays were not always simple. Following her separation from Gavin Rossdale in 2016, she had a difficult time coping with the emotional consequences, which included feelings of anxiety, sadness, and uncertainty. She admitted during an interview that was conducted the previous year that the disintegration of her family was a devastating experience. She expressed, "When I first met my husband, it felt as though I had been given a second opportunity to live my life. Because the disintegration of my family felt like a disaster when it occurred. How are you going to get yourself back up after that? On the other hand, God placed something else in my life to adore me." For many years, the Christmas season was one of bitter reflection for Gwen. However, it was also a time of festivity. However, at the very moment when she required a source of illumination, Blake came into her life. He had a great understanding of heartbreak, as his own marriage had come to an end only a few months prior to the time when he and his partner formally got together on The Voice. The sensitivity that they showed to one another brought them solace. When Blake gave a description of the gathering, he said that it was a form of salvation. He shared the following statement: "We found each other at a very low point in each other's lives. She prevented me from reaching the most lowest point. It was as if I was literally plummeting down a cliff, and then a hand reached out and grabbed me." The holidays, which were traditionally marked by a sense of grief, have become a time of joy for them. This celebration is a celebration of new beginnings. Oklahoma, a love letter written in land. There is a popular saying that states that the most powerful connections develop roots in the most unexpected environments. The Oklahoma ranch represents something more than just a piece of property for Gwen and Blake. It is a symbol of the following: a common starting point, recuperation from previous events, a location that is free from any kind of fame or pressure, the coming together of two realms that at first glance appeared to be incongruous. Gwen is not the platinum blonde pop icon in this instance. Blake is not a superstar in the country music genre. They are just two people who, after experiencing a breakup, found hope and love. Their customs associated with holidays are a reflection of such simplicity. From the process of preparing cookies to the act of planting winter flowers. From singing by the fire to watching Christmas specials. Ranging from allowing the children to play in the open fields to arranging casual family gatherings for dinner. It is the type of grounded holiday season that most celebrities do not have the opportunity to enjoy. A love that steadily increases each December without making a fuss. In the news, the romantic connections between celebrities are frequently covered due to the drama, expense, and spectacle that they entail. However, the vacation plans that Gwen and Blake have made emphasize something uncommon: satisfaction. The foundation of their life together is not based on grand displays of emotion. Rather, it is based on moments that are both small and significant. What is considered normal by most people has become spectacular from their perspective. For them, the holidays in Oklahoma have become a way to hit the reset button, a reminder each year of how far they have gone since those dark, uncertain days. Every December, they reflect on the qualities that initially attracted them to one another: humility, laughter, shared faith, and the sense of security that comes from being in each other's company. It is something that Blake has stated on a number of occasions that he believes that it was God who brought Gwen into his life. Gwen has made the same statement. The holiday season takes on a profound significance for them because of the way that their faith is intertwined with the difficulties they experience in their own lives. For them, the true meaning of Christmas is to show appreciation, not to provide gifts. The reasons that this quiet period is so popular with fans. Fans of Gwen and Blake have followed the progression of their relationship, which began as an unexpected romance and developed into a legendary slow-burn love story. The choice that they made to remain at home and avoid public gatherings has struck a chord with a great number of people, who saw it as a normal progression of the relationship that they have. They are not concealing themselves, they are not retreating. They are merely making the choice in life that will leave them the most satisfied. At this moment, the appearance of bliss is family gatherings centered around the dinner table, as opposed to award show venues. Instead of giving interviews to the press, what do you think we should do? How about making some cookies late at night for Christmas? Mornings spent in tranquility rather than the frenzy of holiday travel. A fireplace instead of the Hollywood spotlights. It would appear that, despite the fact that in our world, popularity frequently leads to the disintegration of relationships, the bond that exists between Gwen and Blake grows stronger with each passing year. A celebration of optimism regarding what is to come. Although the holiday season this year is characterized by a sense of comfort and tranquility, it is also a representation of the events that will transpire in the future. There are indications from both Gwen and Blake that in the future there will be new songs, other gardening excursions, and even more time spent at the ranch. The most essential thing, however, is that they are giving priority to their blended family. That is everything as far as Gwen is concerned. For Blake, it is a blessing that he did not anticipate but treasures every single day. Their vacation in the state of Oklahoma is not at all remarkable, but that is just what makes it ideal. It is based on everything that has been their saving grace, love, faith, and the fortitude to put themselves back together in the wake of a devastating loss. It is unfiltered, genuine, and rooted in reality.